What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and learn about what Brits are most proud of about the UK. This is honestly such a fun topic for me to learn about because I always get to learn about the American perspective on this topic. Americans are kind of known for being proud and overly patriotic and very vocal about how awesome we think we are as a country. So I'm always hearing about how Americans are very, very proud about America and all those things. So I think it's going to be very fun to hear the flip side of this perspective from another country, the UK. I think in contrast, people from the UK are more humble, maybe a little more self-reflective on this kind of thing and willing to be like, oh, we do some things really great, we do some things not so great, and we try to do the best we can and make adjustments based on that. So I want to throw all that out the window, and I want the UK to really brag today, really brag about things that Brits are proud of about the UK. So I found this little Reddit discussion here, and I actually really like how they worded this. It's, what are you strangely proud of about the UK? So none of these generic answer. These are going to be like super specific, interesting answers. We're not talking about the NHS or sports teams. So, for example, I'm always oddly proud that we are considered to have the safest electrical plugs sockets in the world. Really? Is there like a study on this or something? Some kind of electrical plug grading system? The safest in the world. That is that is extraordinarily random, but honestly, a good thing to be proud of. Like, that literally has to do with safety, and over the course of millions of electrical sockets, it's probably honestly saved some lives having those being safe. So that is the perfect example of what makes a Brit strangely proud about the UK. So there you go. And let's hear some more answers from Brits. What are they proud of about the UK? The gov.uk internet sites. Internet sites allows us to do so much online. It's even been sold to other countries. Proud of your government's website. That is not one I expected. I gotta check this out. Is this like... Okay, let's take a look at it. Gov.uk. Welcome to the... It's got a nice warm welcome. The best place to find government services and information. Simpler, clearer, faster. Oh, it's just like a search bar, honestly. I'm actually really impressed. I actually really appreciate how simple it is, especially for being a government website. So people really like this website, I imagine. You just search for what you want, and there you go. Okay, still more required, but it's a great start. Gov.uk, gold standard for accessibility. Yeah, I mean, this comment was, rated very highly. I guess a lot of Brits really love the gov.uk website. All right, that's pretty cool. Apart from a lot of the disability benefit related stuff. Oh, really? Okay, so it's also like a very accessible website. Okay, maybe I'm missing some other cool features of the website, but just at face value. I think if you're gonna have a website that represents your government and interacting with it and trying to look up stuff, that's actually super nice to actually like the website and it be actually accessible and useful. I mean, especially whenever you go onto an American government website, you can pretty much expect it to be a nightmare. So that is very underrated. That's actually super underrated. I actually like that the more I think about it as something that Brits are proud of about the UK. I think that's something you should be proud of. I love how, as a nation, we were asked to name our brand new state-of-the-art, globally prestigious research vessel, and we came up with Bodie McBoatface. Bodie McBoatface. Wasn't this voted on or something? Bodie McBoatface Yes, there's like articles on this. It has its own Wikipedia. Has its own Wikipedia. Also known as Bodhi, is a lead boat in a fleet of 3 robotic, lithium-powered autonomous underwater vehicles. Bodhi McBoat. Didn't the UK get to like vote on the name? And it did not disappoint. That is a great one. Oh man. Oh wait, upsetting that they didn't go through with it in the end, even if it won by the poll by thousands of votes, was eventually named Sir David Attenborough. They named one of the onboard submersibles Bodhi McBoatface. Okay, a little disappointing if that's true, but at least something out there was named Bodhi McBoatface. That's all that matters, right? Okay. A few of my favorites have already been said. To add, the island is rabies free. The UK is rabies free? I guess I just assumed rabies was something that existed in animals randomly all over the planet and everyone just had to kind of deal with it? The island is rabies free. That's actually really impressive. And I guess as long as no one is like shipping over random rabid raccoons from the United States, it would be fairly possible to continue that way. Huh. All right, these are so entertaining in the fact that these are so random and at the same time, like stuff that Brits should be proud of about the UK. Rabies free, great websites, Bodhi McBoatface. That we have an unarmed police force. Oh, wow. Right. Unarmed police. I still can't even believe that a civilization can survive in such a manner. No, I'm being a bit, I'm just joking, but it is actually genuinely shocking for me to think how different that makes the UK from the United States. The United States would never, ever get along just normally with the police force suddenly not having guns and weapons. As sad as that is, right? That is definitely something that Americans associate with the police force, and that criminals know our police have guns and still do horrible violent crime anyway. So God forbid if that was not the case. I do think, sadly, a lot of Americans would exploit that fact. We don't quite have the culture that the UK has, where people can live in like harmonious respect for one another and just be like, isn't it great we don't have guns, we're a civilized society. No. Trust me, that would never work. Sadly, as sad as that is, I'm afraid. Well, maybe there's a world where, I guess it'd be nice if it kind of switched to like tasers and stun guns more, and that could kind of still have some kind of device to subdue people. But anyway, sort of a pipe dream, honestly, sad as it is. Our history of invention and innovation. Yes, I have done at least one video in the past over stuff invented in the UK. A lot of stuff that I assumed was invented in the United States. I don't know why, but that really opened my eyes to stuff. Like, there are lists of stuff that have been invented in the UK that will blow your mind, or at least my little American mind, for that matter. We have an unarmed police force. We arguably have the best police force in the world. Yeah. Oh, man. That right there, single-handedly, shows you a big difference just between American and UK culture. Like, right, just that one statement. Unarmed police force. Wow. Okay. That is something to be very, very, very proud of, by the way. Wow. Okay. The fact that the majority of people are pretty fair. 3 people at the bar. Everyone knows who was first. And will say, you were first. Wow, this scenario, not very likely to happen at an American bar. Americans are just, certainly we have a culture of kind of look out for yourself kind of thing, rather than the culture of like be empathetic towards your fellow man and respectful. It's more of a take care of yourself kind of mentality, I feel like, at least compared to other countries, I feel like. So that kind of boils down to situations even like this, where when you're at the bar, Americans are more likely to try to finagle their way and be like, I was in front of you, or try to position themselves so that they're in front of you. Certainly not ask if you're in the queue or anything. Like all sorts of, oh man. Yeah, this seems like such a little thing, but it's huge. It's actually huge. Something Brits should be very proud of, actually. That, as this person said, our Brits are very fair, or very respectful, I would say. We queue in an orderly manner for things. You've got a light out on your car. The police just warn you. Traffic lights are out, and we all take turns letting each other go. We have a pretty good grasp on fairness. There's outliers, of course, but overall we're a pretty good bunch. Yeah, it sounds like a pretty good bunch, honestly. I think maybe, I don't want to throw America under the bus too hard here. I would say maybe if we'll just say on average, a lot more Americans are either gonna be kind like this, or you're gonna find the complete opposite, where Americans are total jerks. Yeah, I feel like in America there's just a much larger chance of running into the extreme of a super nice person, a really rude person, a person who will be like, "Oh, you were here before me, right?" And a person who will try to cut the queue, cut the line. You'll just, the chance of running into just anybody or at random seems to be a lot higher, where in the UK maybe the average is just a bit more respectful and nicer in general. That's kind of what I'm taking away from this a little bit, I believe. That video where them lads drive down the street playing Venga Boys, and everyone comes out of the pub and starts dancing. What? What is this? Is this something that Brits are proud of? That video where lads drive down the street playing Venga Boys. All right. Does anyone... Here we go. Someone has a link to this. What? Oh, everyone's dancing. It's like some cell phone video. They're just driving down and everyone is loving it. Okay. Everyone is having the time of their life. Where did this happen? Everyone joins in on the boom, boom, boom on the street. Where was this? This was taken in Cheltenham in the UK. Man, how wholesome. What? What? This is definitely something. We're really jumping from topic to topic, from some serious topics to dancing on the street to boom, boom, boom. But I love it. This is something Brits should be proud of. Oh man, really letting loose. All right, that's cool. That's very wholesome. Our national trust properties. Beautiful country homes and gardens to visit all over the country. Learning to appreciate them a lot more now that I'm in my 40s. National trust properties? What are these? What? National trust properties? Maybe I can look this up. Historic buildings and houses in the UK? National trust properties. A stately home, historic house. Is this just stuff that has... Oh, beautiful country homes and gardens, like historical homes and gardens that have been preserved and protected all around Britain, that are like historical buildings. I think that's what we're talking about here. Yes, okay. That's super nice, and honestly, like, maybe it's kind of true that you don't start appreciating that kind of stuff till you're a bit older. when you're a kid, of course, that the last thing you're thinking about is like national trust properties and historical buildings. But yeah, that is very nice to maintain sort of the beautiful historical architecture that exists in Britain. That's great. The meal deal. The meal deal? What is the meal deal? This isn't really a thing in most other countries, but I think it's great. We have a simple option for lunch that is more convenient and marginally healthier than fast food. Wait, what is this? It's a meal. There, how's that for deduction? The meal deal. Can I look up the meal deal UK? Can Google explain this to me? Oh, here we go. Here we go. In the UK, a meal deal is a sales promotion which consists of three items: a main, often a sandwich, a drink, and a snack. Meal deals are primarily eaten at lunch. More than a third of Brits buy one at least once per week. So this is wow, this is some kind of normal lunch deal that exists in the UK. A simple option for lunch that is more convenient and has somewhat healthier food. That is really nice. Wait, this actually sounds super nice. When did this start happening? Is this something that just grocery stores or gas stations do? Like just I'm a little confused about it, but I like it. I think a lot of Americans would love this as well. Wow, okay. On the other hand, it doesn't exist in other countries because they have what is probably more healthy food and work culture, so swings and roundabouts. Okay, well, this would be great in America, I have to say. Okay. Yeah, I can see. And apparently a lot of people in the UK take advantage of this. Wow. Okay, and is it like a really good deal as well, price-wise? Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I think a lot of people would benefit from that. And it probably keep people, especially in the United States, just a bit healthier, a little healthier, because since this doesn't exist, I think Americans really just go to McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or fast food in general, because this option doesn't exist. And if it did, if it was at least in our minds that, okay, we can get like a little meal deal where it's a sandwich, which is probably going to be healthier than a Big Mac, and a little drink and a snack. It's like it's like a little lunch for adults, like a school lunch for adults. I like it. I like it. I've never heard of that. We design and manufacture nearly half the world's currency, more than 80 countries, at the Royal Mint in Wales. Really? The Royal Mint in Wales. I've never heard of this. That's amazing. Yes. Where is it? It's in Landstriant. Where is the Royal Mint? Okay, you can get a tour of it. Wow. I did not know that like 80 countries have their currency created in the UK. That is definitely something to be proud of. Wow, it's really cool. And you can take a tour of it too. No one beats us on our ability to spontaneously create a football chant. Very good. I mean, that is pretty cool. Not something I can really relate to as an American. Like, we don't watch football. We watch American football. It doesn't have chants. Chants are a whole different animal. I don't know much about it, but that is very cool and very, very, very UK. Our roads are some of the safest in the world. Normally somewhere in the top 10. Wow, again, that kind of relates back to the beginning with the safe electrical plugs, safe plugs and outlets, safe roads. Like that's kind of not the most obvious answer to what are Brits most proud of, but it's a really like important one. Safety. Safety is important. And man, I have really enjoyed reading some of these not so obvious things that Brits are proud of about the UK. And I don't know, some of them kind of, although some were a bit like silly, like you could say, like that you can get a meal deal. it goes a lot deeper when you think about it. The UK seems to have a lot of little things, like even the government website is nicer, there's meal deals, there's safer roads, like all this stuff. And like there was one comment on how Brits are just more polite and going to respect the queue and who is in line first. And when you put all this together, you form a picture like about life and culture in the UK just based on these little random things people are proud of in the UK. And it's all so nice. It just sounds like people are different in the UK, especially taking pride in these sorts of things. Like, just seems like people are a bit more respectful, maybe a little happier. You can get your little meal deal. There's just a lot of little things that are a bit nicer that I learned about. I didn't know about a lot of this stuff. So, yeah, I enjoyed this. It opened my eyes, honestly, quite a bit. And Brits certainly deserved to be loud and proud about these things. So I'm glad to kind of shine a spotlight on it too. So yeah, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment, perhaps with things you are proud of about the UK. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to UK culture and stuff about the UK that I have never seen or learned about, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.